as you are aware of, we are having Professor Ashok Malhotra here as a first resource person. So Professor Malhotra is a senior most finance faculty with BIMTech. He's a professor of finance and he's also a chairman of ACSB accreditation committee here in BIMTech. So by profession, he's a chartered accountant and comes from a BSc background in mathematics. He's got decades of experience in industries, in STG Group, in HCL, in NTPC, and the paper products of India. He has handled IPOs, company restructuring, and he has been active resource person for corporate training for the companies like NTPC, NLC, ONGC, New Holland Tractors, PhD Chamber of Commerce, and many more. And he has presented papers and written on the subjects in the various forums. So I hand over the session to you, Professor Malhotra. So,
Okay. Thank you.
after your session, these participants will have a 15-minute break, and then we are going to have the next session. So,
Girish, how much time do I have now? This is because it's a 2-hour session.
yeah, it's 2-hour session, so you may like to squeeze a bit, sir. I leave up to you and mutual consent of the participants what they want.
Okay, because as such, the topic which is given to me, it is a basic topic, but it is likely to take more time.
Yes, so I think
Anyway,
Dr. Bhatia has to start, I think 11:45.
I'll try my best to.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Girish. Thank you.
Ashok, hold on, please. I want to make a suggestion that participants should keep their video on, because keeping video off will not facilitate good learning. It is a suggestion. We cannot force anybody. You are an academician. You know it very well. When students are not keeping video on, we do not know whether we are able to teach them properly or not. So resource persons will definitely expect that all the participants, they should keep their video. Thank you.
I agree with you, sir, because when the videos are on, that means you are talking face to face. Otherwise, you are talking to a black box. So I think it is better that my request is to all the participants to keep their video on. And at the same time, I would also like that participants should display their name on their video, because many times the name of the instrument is visible rather than the name of the participant, so that in case of any question, in case of any interaction, I can sort of call their name, address their name. So thank you very much once again, and good morning to all of you. You see, when we talk about finance or non-finance, finance, when the word finance, when we talk about, it has actually 3 to 4 branches. One is the, hardcore accounts. Girish, I am seeing your photo. Can you just remove it? I have to share the screen.
Shift to a gallery view. My photo is not there on screen as such.
How is it working? Are you, dear participant, are you able to see my face as well as you can hear my voice?
Yes, sir, it's visible. Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Is it visible, sir?
Okay, thank you very much. So coming back to the name of the 4 days, 5 days topic, that is finance for non-finance, it has 3 broad branches. And if you see the 4.5 day session, it covers all the basics of the 3 branches. One is the accounts, second is the costing, that is, we call it in managerial accounting, and the third is the finance. So this is a blend of these 3 fundamentals: accounts, costing, and finance. So my session, I'm going to take 3 sessions with you, and it has one component of accounts, which is today, and it will have 2 more sessions on accounts, which will be taken up by colleagues. Then I'll come back to you on the third or fourth day of the session when I'll talk about little bit of finance part of it. So coming back to the today's topic, I have divided my session into 2-3 parts, and if we take up those agenda carefully or seriously, probably you will understand what we are talking about relating to accounts. So I have shared a 12-page document with you, and in that 12-page document there is a small caselet, one small caselet starting of half a page caselet. In case you have gone through, it is fine. Otherwise, you can take another 2-3 minutes or 5 minutes to go through it from the caselet. In case you do not have access to the caselet, please do let me know. Otherwise, in that case, I'll share the screen with you. And otherwise, you read it out and try to react to the 3 questions which are given there.
Sir, we have not received any
We
kind
have
of.
not received any caselet.
So I will share with you.
Yes, sir.
I don't know why the material has not reached you.
Yes.
Let me share the document with you.
You can share in the chat itself, attachment.
Can you see the document now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you see the document?
Yes, sir.
So just read it out. Only this para, whatever is shown in the, whatever is visible, you just read out. Can we start? Can you just reflect upon the question number 1? Suggest the type of business entity that would fit the profile of each individuals. So there are four individuals, and they have a different profile. When we say business entity, 2 things which I would like you to remember. One is the nature of business and size of business. Nature of business and size of business. And the second aspect is the legal structure. What is the structure of the business? So if you keep these 2 points in mind, then I would like you to respond to considering each Amar, Akbar, Anthony, and Amar Preet, what kind of business they are, what kind of nature of business, size of business, or the structure, legal structure we talk about. In case you have any question, you can straightway ask me the question. Don't think that, because this is a starting caselet, you can ask the question, any question which you want to ask.
So good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah. Sir, Amar, he can go up into taking up a franchisee. because he wanted to start similar to kind of a McDonald's model. So he can go up to a franchisee or into a kind of a partnership firm, sir.
Partnership firm.
Yes,
Okay.
I feel so. Sir.
Anybody else? Anybody else? What about other people?
Sir, good morning.
Vinodini?
Hello. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes.
Sir, good morning.
Sir, Amar.
I think Akbar is a sole proprietor because he wanted to go for the self-reliant one. So I think this one is the sole proprietor one.
Anybody else?
Sir, Amarpreet, this is Vinodin again. Sir, Amarpreet, he can, since he's a doctor by profession, he want to serve the people. And since it's an own hospital, he want to take it up. It could be a proprietorship firm, sir.
Proprietorship firm.
Yes.
So Vinodini has used two terminology. One is a proprietorship and one is a partnership. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
One is proprietorship and the second one is partnership. Anybody else who wants to give us some other suggestion?
Sir, I want to say that I think Akbar is very ambitious. So he would be not exactly a partnership firm, but we can say a large scale model of business.
Very good.
Yeah.
You have come out with a slightly different thing. Yes.
Yes.
Anything further you want to add in this?
Sir, actually, I am not from any MBA course. I am from technical.
Doesn't matter because this is
I'm not
what you
finding
see around the market. When you go to the market, you have to observe these points, and that is the reason. I'm just asking. If you don't know that is okay. Anybody else? Anybody else who wants to comment on this?
I'm Dr. Ashwini Arte, MGM IMSR, Navi Mumbai. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, sir. For Amar, I feel a franchisee business, like it's mentioned there, McDonald's. Akbar, who wants to start his own things and dreams big. Maybe like people said, a sole proprietorship, or for maybe if he needs more finance, a partnership. Anthony also being a team member for events, maybe wherein he can tie up with people for different projects. That is my take on things, sir.
Okay.
Amarpreet, of course, a hospital where, in the beginning, maybe he can work with some government hospital to get, experience and then start off his own hospital. It could also be a multi-clinic where, more people can join him. Thank you so much.
Okay. So you see the 2-3 participants responded to this question. They sort of mixed up the answer between A and B. Business entity and the second is a type of business. So this is very, very important. I'll come back to this in more detail. But can you think of the answer for the third item, that is C? What are the other factors which you want to consider?
So capital, this is Vinodini, sir. Capital is one aspect, sir. They need to consider what is the capital they need to.
Very good. Very good. Yes. One of the things is capital. And anything else?
The location is another
location aspect.
Location also. Anything else?
Also one.
Yes.
The market demand.
Huh?
The market demand.
Market demand. Okay. So let me sort of come to that basic point. Whenever we do the accounting, you see, since it is an accounts for non-account people, whenever we do the accounting, we need to understand 2-3 things, which is given in this case. One is the nature of business. When we say nature of business, there are broadly 3-4 types of business are there. And what are the 3-4 types of business? Nature, where I'm saying It could be a trading business. Trading means you are buying and selling. You are not doing any processing. Okay. So there could be a trading business, and there could be a manufacturing business. Like who is the person who is trying to manufacture something? It is Akbar. Akbar trying to say that he is going to set up a factory for sponge iron. Okay. So second is the manufacturing business. Third is the service related business. There the services are provided, like doctors, advocates, okay, architects. They provide services. Okay. And the fourth one is which is nowadays it is coming up, e-commerce business, which is where the people they're working on a digital platform to serve their customers and their clients. And the fourth one, which is you may not find is so much in use, but large organization, very large organization may go for that, which we say exploration and production, like ONGC, Indian Oil. All these companies are they are exploring the crude oil or even the coal mines, and they produce. So these are the 4 or 5 types of businesses we must understand before we even take up the accounting. Why it is important? Because the in-depth study of accounts is only possible when you start writing the books of account. You must know the nature of business. The second aspect, which is again very important, is the legal entity. Now, three of you have given the answer that it can be a proprietorship and it can be a partnership, and one of you have said the franchisee also. But in accounts, in our commerce, we have another structure. We have another legal entity which we say private limited company or limited company. It can be a private limited company or it can be a public limited company. I will differentiate a short while later. So in our commerce, in our business environment, we have proprietorship company, we have a partnership company, we have a limited company, and we have a within limited company we have 2 types of company: private limited company and public limited company. Now, since this is an exposure for you that there is a have you seen any can you name some of the private limited company or public limited company in or around your market, in and around your around your house, around your workplace, around the institute where you're working? Have you seen any such company? So one of the main characteristics of a limited company is that at the end of their name, the word LTT, the limited word, will be there. Please, this is very, very important, that they will be written the word, like for example, NTPC Limited. Okay, they may be, whenever you go to the hardcore name of the organization, the word will be limited. So if the word, if in their name the word limited is not there or LTD is not there, that means it can be a partnership or it can be a proprietorship business. Okay, and it can be NGO also, non-for-profit making organization. But the broadly we can divide the companies into 3 categories. One is a proprietorship, one is a partnership, and one is the limited organization. Okay. No, when I say NGO, NGO can also fall under the category of so-called the category of association of person, that is a partnership firm. Okay. So this is the one point which you have to remember, that whenever we do the accounting, we must examine whether it is a partnership, whether it is a proprietorship, whether it is a private limited company, whether it is a public. I will differentiate, I will explain you the different types, what is the difference in terms of their working. And the second classification is whether it is a manufacturing company, whether it's a trading company, whether it is a service company, whether it is a production and exploration production company, or whether it is a even the franchisee. If you talk about the franchisee, what do you feel is the franchisee's business? It is just like a restaurant. They are manufacturing the hamburger and other thing and then selling it. So in our accounts, franchisee is nothing but a number of small offices or branches across the environment and then serving the people. So franchise is nothing but it has some specific characteristic. But in terms of accounts, it is just like a branches or an office located at different places. Okay. So any questions so far? Have you understood these 2 points? Excuse me. Have you understood these 2 points?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So these 2 parts has to be remembered. The third part is the size. Now, suppose you have a limited capital. Somebody said capital is also one of the criteria. Now, limited capital means you will start the business with a very small type of business. That means it is a proprietorship normally. That doesn't mean that if you have a limited capital, because limited capital means limited resources. That doesn't mean that you cannot start a big business. You can start a big business also. But normally it happens that when you have a limited capital, you start with a proprietorship company. Okay. And then graduate to the partnership, and from partnership you can become the private limited company, and from private limited company to public limited company. This is the normal trajectory. You can take it, but that doesn't mean that you cannot straightway jump into a public limited company. You can, provided you have the resources. Now coming back to what is the difference between the 3 broad category, very, very important difference. In proprietorship company, the liability of the owner is unlimited. Please remember this word. I'm using the word unlimited. That means in case of any unfavorable situation when the company is to be wound up, the personal property of the proprietor will also be at stake. So kindly remember, in proprietorship company, the liability, now we are using the technical term liability of the proprietor is unlimited. Whereas in case of a partnership company, liabilities is unlimited, but it is distributed amongst the partner. Okay. Then what about limited? The company which is a private limited or public limited, that means the owners of those company, whether it is a private limited or a public limited, their liability is limited. Limited to what extent? Limited to the extent of capital they contributed. Is it okay? So what is the basic difference between a proprietorship, partnership, and limited company? Proprietorship company is a proprietorship company where it is a one-man show. He makes all the decisions starting from buying, selling, recruiting, everything is there. Whereas in partnership, when we talk about the partnership, the responsibilities and roles get distributed apart from contributing to the capital. And in private limited company, obviously, it is more than one person. When we say private limited company or a public limited, it is more than one person. But only the difference between a partnership and a private limited company is what? That in a private limited company, the liability of the owners are limited to the extent of their contribution to the capital. Is it okay? Now the natural question, follow-up question comes up. If the liability is limited, why people do not go for straightway to the private limited company? Very natural question. Because why do we have a proprietorship company? So you please understand, whenever we have a private limited company or public limited company, that means they have to be registered under one of the act, which is Companies Act 2013. And when you are registered, you have to comply with so many provisions. So the 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 basic difference between a partnership and a private limited company is that again the decision becomes very centralized in partnership amongst two people, three people. Whereas when you go to the private, when you graduate to the private limited company, it has to follow certain processes as per the law. When you follow processes as per the law, or you have to comply some of the law, that means it is a time consuming and resource consuming. So you have to get your books of account audited. Please remember this. In a private limited company, your books of account has to be audited. Whereas in partnership or a proprietorship, the audit is not necessary. So the basic difference comes up from the legal entity point of view, and that is where the role of accounting comes in. Because we cannot maintain the same types of account for proprietorship company, for partnership company, for private limited company, for limited company. So that is the reason I was emphasizing, we have been emphasizing that before we start the accounting, we must know these two aspects. One is whether you want to go for a proprietorship company, whether you want to go for a partnership company, whether you want to go for a private limited company or public limited company, but you or whether it is a manufacturing company or a service company or a trading company or a e-commerce company or all those things. So you have to differentiate between these two. And the third parameter I have already told you about the capital. How much capital do you have? Obviously, if you have a limited capital and want to formulate a public limited company, your most of the time will be busy in compliances to the law also. You will not be able to do the business. So if the people are there around you, if they are willing to work for that, you will like to go for a larger organization. And just to give an example, like any Tata Birla or Mukesh Ambani or any that matter, when they start the business, they can start the business as a proprietor also. They can start the business as a partnership also. They can start business with as a private limited or limited also. But if they want to set up a large organization or a refinery, they have to borrow money also. So they have to involve more shareholder who will contribute to things. So giving this little bit of background, you have to understand the accounting starts with that only. One more difference which I would like to tell you between a private limited company and a public limited company. Because this is again, you'll say that liability is limited. Why do we have a private limited company and public limited company? Now, I'm making a statement if you want to make a note of it. All listed companies are public limited company. Listed. Now, when I use the word listed means what? Their shares are traded in the market, in the capital market. So what I'm saying, what is my statement? All listed companies are public limited company. Whereas the private limited company may not or need not be, cannot be listed. Cannot be listed. Please understand. Have you understood the thing? So what about Reliance Industry? If somebody says, what is the Reliance Industry? If any one of you must have invested in the share, those shares can be purchased and sold in the market. That means Reliance Industry Limited is a public limited company and their shares are listed in the stock exchange. Okay, so what are the terms we are used? Stock exchange, listed, capital, nature of business, legal entity. These are the terminology which we have to see. Now, I also make a suggestion here that whenever you go around out of your office, out of your any place of stay or place of work, see the businesses, whether they are proprietorship business or a partnership business or a public limited business, or Google out what is the nature of business they are having, what is the structure of business. Then you will understand what kind of accounting they do that. Any questions so far? Any questions so far?
Sir, one term I have come across that LLP is there. LLP
yes.
Is that?
Oh, that LLP is Limited Liability Partnership. Limited Liability Partnership normally created among the professionals like doctors, advocates. Okay, the why limited liability partnerships are created? What they say, actually, it is a sort of a partnership. But in a case of a profession, I'm giving an example of a profession like doctor. Doctor may have a unlimited liability because of his negligence.
Okay.
Because of his negligence. So if a doctor has performed some operation and which because of his negligence the person has died, why the other doctor partner should suffer?
Okay.
You got the point, Pavit?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So it can be the subtype of partnership firm.
Sort of, the name itself suggests limit. What is that? Partnership, limited partnership firm.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Any other question? So in case of a limited liability, private limited company and public limited company, two major observation differentiation you can keep it. In private limited company, you can start the company with two people, two or more people. Whereas in case of a public limited company, you need to have at least 7 people. So, immediately when you go from 2 to 7, that means the size of the company immediately decided. Everybody will contribute. So, please make a note. What is the first difference? First difference is the liability is limited, of the owner's liability is limited. And the second is that number of owners can be 2 in case of private limited company or 7 in case of public limited company. Is it okay? Any question so far? So answer to this caselet which we have talked about, we have to collect or capture more data. What is the capital? How much, whether they are willing to go for a limited liability company, whether they want to have a more, operation under their control or command. Because as I told you, proprietor and partnership, they can control everything. They don't have to depend on, their style of working will not be so much of a bureaucratic like in a case of a public limited company. The law compliances in a public limited company is very, very higher. And when the law compliances are there, you have to bear so many expenses, costs are incurred. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So with this small caselet, we'll move to the next point as far as the accounting is concerned. And what is that point? Before I go into the accounting principle, we should know only 5 types of heads of account. Only 5 types of heads of account. Once you are able to differentiate the 5 heads of account, you will be able to do the accounting faster than anybody else. So first of all, I told you nature of business, entity, legal entity, and the second one I am saying the 5 heads of account. And what are those? Okay, you can note down, and I will like to share with you some of the screen again. So I will remove the screen and share the new screen. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Can you see the sheet now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So these are the 5 heads of account we have to always remember. And I'll give you, define you one by one. Explain you one by one short while later. Now tell me, in case you would like to respond one by one. Let's say when I say income, what does this mean by income?
Sir, the revenue, sir, earned by the business.
Revenue earned by the business. So kindly make a note of it. Now when you use the word revenue, these are the terminology which all of us must familiarize ourselves. Because somebody will say revenue, somebody will say income, somebody will say sale, somebody will say, gains, all those terminology which we are talking about, because gain is also an income, sale is also an income, revenue is also an income. So these terminologies sometimes got interchange between the same. So income, when we use the word income, is what? Now, the second point is expense. Second definition is expense. What is expense then? Expense is what? What do you mean by that, expense? Because this is
So the
slightly,
money,
this is slightly tricky.
Yes,
That is why I'm asking.
so the money which goes out from the capital to for the normal day-to-day expenses or the incurred by the company, sir.
Okay.
Say
Now
for
you are saying,
salaries,
okay. Okay.
salaries given to the employees,
Okay.
any
So,
expenses regarding to the business.
so let me slightly change the understanding of this. When I say expense means those expenses which are incurred to generate that revenue. You see, this is very, very important. That income, expenses which are directly involved to generate that revenue. Because once you have defined the income, once you have defined the revenue, once you define the sale, whatever expenses we have incurred to generate that revenue has to be included. Okay. Now here I will add one more thing because it gradually becomes complex. When I say expenses incurred, whether paid or not paid at the time of the transaction, whether paid or not paid. Paid means cash outflow. Not paid means it is incurred, but it will be paid at a later stage. Okay. So please remember this. Expenses are those expenses which are incurred to generate that revenue, whether for the time being paid or not paid. Is it okay?
Sir, I had one question.
Yes.
Is that logic same for the income also, that whether the revenues come in or not?
Very good. Yes. Very good. I really appreciate. So in likewise, and in income also, whether received or not received for the time being, once it is earned, now I'm using the word earned. I will explain you this terminology slightly later, but please understand. So what is income and what is expense? Whether expense, when we say it is incurred, whether paid or not paid for the time being, or revenue, it is earned, whether received or not received for the time being. Is it okay? Now, the next question comes up. What is the difference between expense and asset? I will, I will take some time here to explain to you that why we are using this. I'll take.
Assets
Come again?
basically which are used in the future.
Come again?
The assets basically are which are used in the future. This is gold is the asset. Property is the asset.
Property is an asset.
Yes, gold is
Okay.
the asset.
Okay. And how do you define asset? You're given the examples. How do you define the asset? That is where it is important.
Basically, we are using asset in the future goal of action.
At a future?
फ्यूचर्स में हम जो यूज करते हैं, जो हम वैल्यू यूज करते हैं, इनकम हम जो भी यूज कर रहे हैं, पैसा यूज कर रहे हैं, दैट इज कॉल्ड द एसेट्स.
Okay. So let me further explain to you.
Assets unwritten.
Hello. Yes. I'm not
Sir,
able to hear.
assets have depreciation, sir, but the expenses do not have the depreciation to be taken into account, sir.
Anybody else who wants to differentiate between expense and asset? Yeah, so far somebody saying depreciation has, somebody saying that something else. But what I'm saying, still, can you give me with some clarity? What does that mean to a business?
Sir, assets are something which is created.
Which is
which is created,
created.
like a capital or
So
some form of machinery.
okay, okay. Anybody else? So
Sir, is company's net worth decided by the assets, sir? Is company's net worth decided by the assets?
Okay, not all the time, but still we have to have some clarity, more clarity, because as I told you, these 5 heads of account, 6 heads of account which I mentioned here, once you know that, once you know the nature of business, once you know the legal entity, once you know that these 6 of head of account, accounting becomes very simple. Okay, so let me try to explain to you what is the difference between expense and asset, because in the long run you'll find that they have apparently looks similar, because when I say expenditure, when I expense, do you buy a car for expenses? Is it an expense or not?
Yes, sir. It is expense.
It's an expense. Then how do you classify between expense and assets? It depends how do you treat this. Okay. So let me try to explain to you, and then we'll come back to the discussion here. Expense mean when it is incurred, the company or the business drives the benefit out, economic benefit immediately. Okay. For example, somebody said salary, somebody said rent. That means you spent the money on rent and you enjoyed the property on rent immediately in the short run, immediate period. Whereas the asset means the economic benefit of that particular item, which is for future also as well as for the present also. So the nature of somebody said, see, you can't see the my this is Excel sheet. Can you see the Excel sheet?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what is the asset when I say asset means where the economic benefit can be in the maybe in the near future as well as in the long term of time or long horizon of time, as well as it can be immediate. And expense means you're getting, the company is getting the benefit for the immediately. So I'll explain to you again if, with an example, that somebody says salary, somebody says rent, somebody says traveling. Now traveling means what? The employee of a company is traveling somewhere, and whatever train fare, ticket, air ticket, you know, all those hotel expenses, all these expenses which are incurred while on traveling or tour for the business purposes, that means the company has driven the benefit from the traveling immediately. So asset means where the economic benefit can be derived for a future period as well as for a immediate period. Okay. The liability, what do you mean by liability? Liability means that the company or the business owes some money to outsider. Companies owe some money to outsider. Is it okay, my dear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Somehow I'm missing the this. Okay. Now coming back to the another point. One is liability, one is asset, one is capital, one is expense. Capital means owner's money. Whatever owners has put into the capital, that is called the owner's fund. So if a business like Amar Akbar Anthony case, if owners want to contribute, that is called their own capital or their own money, which because they are the owners. So it is sometimes they call the promoters fund also. And the last item is the dividend. Dividend means the profit after the income minus expense. When you do that, where whatever we subtract whatever is left over, that is the profit, and that profit is meant for the owners of the organization. So with these six definition, what is asset, what is liability, what is capital, what is expense, what is income, and what is dividend. Dividend can be termed as profit also. Okay. So these six heads of account one we know. I will move to the next show to tell you what does this mean. Now I want your reaction. Tell me, my dear participant, suppose I'm giving a starting with a situation. Suppose I say that I have a bank balance of 2,500 million rupees, or a firm has bank balance of 2,500 million rupees. Is we say this is the firm's net worth, or it is not necessarily the net worth? What is your comment on this?
So not necessarily a net worth, sir, I feel.
Vinodni, I'm
Yes.
quite thankful to you that you are responding. But let me see the other people who can respond to this.
So it is a net worth.
Can we say that if a firm has a bank balance of 2,500, it is the firm's net worth, or it is not?
No, sir, it is not net worth.
It is not net. What do we say? How do we say that? What is the? Why you are saying no net? It is not the net worth.
Because from this company has to do the expenses also.
Expenses. Okay. No, but expenses are to be there. But net worth is always as of today. Suppose I tell you to work out your net worth as of today. How will you do that? Will you take out the expenses which you are going to incur in the later period, or you will work out the net worth as of today?
Mm.
When I say, suppose I'm asking all the participants, suppose we ask you a question that calculate your net worth as of today. How will you do that?
Yeah, we need to remove the liabilities, sir.
We have to remove the liability. That is very, very important to understand. So from the bank balance, which is an asset, because why it is an asset? Because you can use this bank balance for the future economic benefit. So bank balance is an asset. From this, we subtract the liability, and once you subtract the liability, the remaining figure becomes the
net worth.
Net worth. Okay, so kindly remember this. What do I say? Asset. I am writing this: asset minus liability is equal to
net worth.
Net worth. Or in short, we can say that A minus L is equal to C.
Capital.
Please remember this. I will highlight this.
C is for capital.
C is the net worth, owner's capital. As I told you, net worth belongs to the owners, no?
Yeah.
Now tell me, suppose asking the question from the participant. Suppose you as an individual want to know the net worth of your family or of your own. How will you calculate? How will you calculate?
Do we need to find the market price of the property also we own?
That will come later, but yes, you can say the property also. So very simple method is, anybody if you want to react to this, that suppose Shweta, Pragya,
Hello.
Tony wants to calculate the net worth as of today, how will they calculate?
Hello. Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, sir, if we want to calculate the net worth, then we have to estimate the values of our existing asset, and then we have to look at the value of the liabilities. Okay, so total value minus total liabilities, that can be the net worth of a person.
Very good.
Sir, I need to add, sir. Sir, it is like we need to calculate the bank balances that we have in total. The assets we need to take into account, the bank balance. So then we need to calculate the what are we liable to the company, sir, the shareholders or something in that way. Then that comes the net worth of an individual, sir. After that.
You see, in your statement, it is perfectly all right, but you are mixing up the company and the individual. So kindly remember that once we say the network, it has net worth of a company, net worth of an individual, net worth of a private limited company, net worth of a private public limited company, net worth of a partnership, net worth of a NPO. So please remember, we have to identify whether we are net worth of whose we are calculating. The net worth of Vinotini will be different from net worth of the Vinotini's partnership. So please remember this point very clearly. So whenever we use the word net worth, we have to see which entity we are doing it. So what is to be done for the calculating the net worth of an entity? You list down all the assets. List down all the assets. Give that the cost. Now I'm emphasizing the word cost because somebody said value. I'll come back to that at a later stage. But today you remember that it is a cost. Cost means a cost at which you have purchased. Because we are doing the accounting. And accounting, one of the generally accepted accounting principle that everything has to be recorded at cost. So you will list down all the assets. You will list down all the cost incurred on those assets. From there, you subtract all the liability. Whatever is left on that as of that date, as that point of time, is called the net worth. Okay. So this is the one fundamental thing which you have to remember. And this A minus L is equal to C can also be written as A plus A is equal to L plus C. This is called, I have recasted the statement equation, and this is called your accounting equation. Please remember this. What is the accounting equation? A asset of the company as of date is equal to liability plus capital. This is called the accounting equation. Okay. Actually, to be very frank with you, this because of online things, I'm not able to see your faces. So kindly see that. Again, I'm showing you the another sheet. Asset minus liability is equal to net worth, and asset is equal to liability plus net worth. What are the two comments? Figures in the equation does change every moment. Every moment. That means there is a reshuffling of the figures from liability to net worth to liability asset, but this equation has to be equal all the time. Whenever there is an economic transaction has taken place, this equation has to be equal. And it is always as of date or as on date. Please remember this. Okay. Now let's come back to the another equation, revenue. Everybody has understood the revenue part of it? Revenue means what? Excuse me. Just now we said revenue means sale. Revenue means income. So from the revenue, you will subtract material consumption and you will subtract expenses. Revenue minus material consumption minus expense is equal to plus minus profit. Why plus minus profit? If this figure, revenue minus material consumption minus expense, is positive, it is a profit. If revenue minus material consumption minus expense is negative, it is a loss or a negative profit. So from profit, if we subtract the dividend, why use the word dividend? Because this is the what the people have taken away, the owners have taken away, because all the profit cannot be taken, need not be taken away all the time. So all the profit minus the distribution of dividend to the owners, whatever is left is called retained earning. That means the earning which is retained by the company for their future growth. Now, another third point, which is the third comment which you have to remember, this particular equation is always for a period. That means you have to have a period for revenue, can be 1 month, can be 6 months, can be a quarter, can be a year. But you calculate revenue for a quarter, material consumption for a quarter, expenses for a quarter, and take out the profit if you want, and then whatever is left is called retained earning. So what is the difference between this equation? Asset is equal to liability minus net worth. Net worth is nothing but your C. Please remember, here I don't mind writing here, net worth is it okay? So asset minus liability is equal to net worth, which is always as of date. Please remember the second comment number second. And in case of a second equation, this is as of date. So I would like to tell you one thing, that first equation which I showed you, this is called balance sheet. And this equation, what I showed you, this is called profit and loss statement. Please remember these two statements very clear. So two equation, two statement. A is equal to L plus C is a balance sheet, and revenue minus material consumption minus expense is equal to plus minus profit is called profit and loss statement. Kindly do not use the word profit and loss account, because this is an old terminology. Today terminology is profit and loss statement. Is it okay?
Yes.
So if somebody asks you, how do you, if you want to see the balance sheet of a company, what are the components you will find there? What are the components you'll find in the balance sheet? You'll find
Assets and liabilities.
And the net worth also. And the
Assets and liabilities.
Okay. So these three things. And if somebody says, what are the components you'll find in profit and loss statement?
Revenues, expenses,
and
material consumption.
material consumption.
Material consumption. So kindly make a further note that there is one more statement, rather two more statements which are added here, but these are called the part of the financial statements. So terminology is financial statement, and financial statement includes what?
Balance sheet, profit and loss account,
statement, and two more things which I will this is not the scope of the discussion, but I would like to tell you to note down: cash flow statement and
fund flow statement,
and notes to account or explanations. So all four put together. There is one more statement, you can say, the change in equity, which will be done when you attend the second and third session. You will understand that.
Sir, can you repeat all these four statements?
One is your balance sheet, which is always as of date. Second is profit and loss statement, which is always for a particular period. Period can be 1 day also. Period can be quarter also. Period can be month also. Half yearly, yearly, 2 yearly also. Third one is the cash flow statement. Cash flow statement is also for a period. Fourth one is the explanation or notes to account. And the fifth one, which is the latest introduction into the Companies Act, is called the change in equity, change in net worth, or change in capital. So these are the similar terminology which can be used. Change in equity, change in capital, change in net worth over a period of time. Is it okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So let me repeat once again. What have we done today so far? We have done, number one, we should know the nature of business. We should know the legal entity of the business. We should know the accounting equation, which is balance sheet equation, and we should know the profit and loss statement equation. And on top of it, all these 5 statements which I've listed is called the financial statement of a company. So coming back to our own legal entity, when we talk about all private limited company and public limited company mandatorily have to prepare financial statement every year. Whereas a proprietorship and partnership company, they have to prepare this statement, but at their own discretion and as per their own format. Whereas for a limited company and private limited company, because the liability of the owners are limited, there is a prescribed format. I'm again saying prescribed format for balance sheet, profit and loss statement, cash flow statement, and change in equity statement, and notes to accounts. Again, I'm taking a pause here. Do you have any questions so far, whatever we have done?
No, sir.
Come again? Hello? Excuse
No,
me?
sir. No, sir. No question.
No,
No
sir.
question. No question? Very good. So, we have to just remember these, again repeating, the financial statement comprises of profit and loss statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement, change of equity, and notes. Whereas we are touching in this session balance sheet and profit and loss statement, and profit and loss statement are expressed by these equations. Which equation I told you? A is equal to L plus C, and revenue minus expense minus material consumption is equal to plus minus profit and loss statement. And this profit and loss statement, from there, whatever profit is distributed, whatever is left is called the retained earning. So these terminology, retained earning, profit, sale, expense, asset, liabilities, and capital has to be remembered very carefully. And you must understand the concept. Now, again, I pick up one of you and ask him or her a small question so that the clarity comes up. I'm picking up Ravindra Gwali. Ravindra Gwali, are you there? Ravindra Gwali?
Yes, sir. Yes, I am here, sir.
Okay. I'm asking a very simple question to all of you because it will make this particular equation has to be explained further in depth.
Yeah.
Suppose, Ravindra Gwali, I'd ask you to calculate your net worth today.
Yeah.
What are the things you will include in your net worth? Please listen to this very carefully. What are the things you will include in your net worth?
Okay, so there are 2 things which I will include, that is assets and liabilities.
Can you elaborate further on asset part of it?
Yes, sir. This asset may be the money invested in the short-term resources or long-term resources. Okay. Yeah, that is the one part.
Can you slightly more elaborate on this so that I know where is going to be the understanding? Can you further elaborate? You are doing your net worth today. Just tell me the item details. Will you include the land?
Yes, sir.
You will include the house property?
Yes, sir.
Will you include the jewelry?
Yes, sir.
Will you include the fixed deposits?
Yes, sir.
Will you include the what do you call mutual funds?
Yes, sir. Sir, it depends. It depends. It depends what type of organization I have and what type of the assets in which I have invested. And
No, that is okay. That is
yeah.
okay. But when I say your own net worth, obviously will take the asset which are owned
Yes,
by you.
yes, yes, sure, sure. Yeah,
You will not take the asset which are not owned by you.
yeah, correct.
Suppose you are saying staying in a rented premises, will you include that house?
Yeah, sir.
Huh? Will you include? Is that house belongs to you?
No, sir, but it is a liability, no?
No, no. I'm not saying liability. First, you discuss the asset part of it.
Okay, okay.
My question to you is: you are having a rented premises. You are enjoying the economic benefit.
Yeah.
Is that asset belongs to you?
No, sir.
No. So that means you will not include in your net worth.
Yeah.
So please remember, all of you,
Yeah.
that asset which are owned by the entity has to be included.
Yeah.
Okay. Whereas the rent which he is paying, he is driving the economic benefit from the asset owned by somebody else.
Yeah.
So this is an expense. Rent is an expense for you, but it is not an asset for you.
Yeah. True, sir.
Now, one more, I extend this question further.
Yeah.
Because you are calculating your net worth, will you include your household inventory also in this?
Yes, sir. I need to consider.
You need to consider. So kindly remember this. He has to include the dal, chawal, everything in the.
Yeah. While calculating net worth.
Because they are owned by you. It is not yet consumed.
Yeah.
Okay. So similarly, that means now we have divided your asset into two categories. One is the asset which is a fixed asset, and other is the asset which is a
current asset.
Current asset.
Yeah.
So asset has been further divided into two categories. One is the fixed asset and other is a
current asset.
Do you need this current asset to run your house?
Yes, sir.
You need to, because you have to cook the food, you have to, run the household with the. Can the organization also run the can any organization need a current asset to run the business?
Yes, sir. It required.
It is there.
Yeah.
So, like in your personal case, in case of a business, you need to have a fixed asset and current asset. Current asset includes, in a case of a business, it could be material, raw material. It could be finished goods.
Yeah.
Okay. It could be spare parts.
Yeah.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have elaborated the definition of asset into further two categories. One is called the fixed asset. The other one is called the
current assets.
Current asset.
Yeah.
Similarly, liabilities can also be divided into two categories. One is called the long-term liability and second is called the short-term liabilities.
Yeah.
So can we revise this equation or can we review this equation once again? Accounting equation, fixed asset plus current asset
is
equal to
total assets.
Is equal to total asset is equal to short-term liability, long-term liability plus net worth. Is it okay?
Yeah.
And this is as of date. And this is as of date.
As on particular date.
Repeat this one.
Yes.
Sir,
Can you repeat?
fixed
Anybody
asset.
has a question? Hello.
Hello. Sir, can you repeat this one? The fixed asset plus current asset is equal to long-term liabilities, sir. I don't understand this one, sir.
Yes. You see, you have the fundamental equation A asset is equal to liability plus capital.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm elaborating this particular equation as fixed asset plus current asset, which is your A,
Okay.
is equal to short-term liability plus long-term liability plus net worth or capital.
Capital.
Is it okay?
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So our equation has got expanded into long-term liability, short-term liability, asset, fixed asset, or current asset. Now, another question which I would like to elaborate here: what do you mean by short-term liability and long-term liability. Slightly we have to understand this.
Yeah.
So liability is a liability. That means you have to pay. The organization has to pay. The business entity has to pay. But when we say the liability goes beyond 1 year, this is just a definition which we are talking about. When it goes beyond 1 year, then it is called a long-term
liability.
When it is payable within 1 year, it is called
short-term liability.
Short-term. Now, I ask a small question again here, because through an example, you will come to know what is that. Tell me, when you take a loan for your house,
yeah,
does it have a component of short-term liability and long-term liability?
Yes, sir. It has a both component, short-term and long-term, because in the short-term, I need to pay the EMIs for the same, principal along with interest on a monthly basis. Okay, so it is my short-term liability, but long-term liability means I have to make the full payment of the home loan over a period of time, say next 5, 10 or 15 years or 20 years like that.
So very good. So your example is very, the explanation is very perfect. That means whatever liability you have to pay within 1 year from the date of reporting, it will be called short-term liability. Whatever you have to pay beyond 1 year, it is called the long-term
liability.
So these are the requirement of the law where you have to take care of this. Okay. So with this, I will move to my next point. Can you see the, now I'm coming back to the master equation. See that, take a minute. What is my master accounting equation? A is equal to L. Now let's start from the innermost part, the red part. Are you with me? All of you are with me? Excuse me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What do you see here? R is what? Revenue.
Yes.
M is material consumption.
E is expense.
And is expense. And is the red mark words are nothing but a profit and loss statement?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it a profit and loss statement?
Yes, sir.
And this profit and loss statement, if this figure is positive, that red mark figure is positive, is it a profit or a loss?
Profit.
Profit. If it is a negative, it is a
Loss.
Loss. Now, from this profit and loss statement, if it is a positive figure, D is what? Dividend.
Dividend.
D is dividend.
Is it dividend or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That means the dividend has been paid to the shareholder or the owners. And whatever is left, that means from R to D is called
Retained earnings.
retained earning. That means this also is a positive.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
If this is positive, that means my this C plus retained earning will be increasing or decreasing if it is a profit.
Increasing, sir.
Increasing.
If it is a negative, then decreasing. That means if profit and loss statement is negative, that means it is a loss-making organization.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
If it is loss-making organization, that means it is reducing their own capital.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, what is the endeavor of the organization? To make profit and loss statement, take out some profit, still there has to be some retained earning, and that retained earning is flow back into the business for the purpose of the growth of the business. Because finally, A is equal to L plus C. A is equal to L plus C has to keep on increasing one way or the other.
Yeah.
So this total master equation is nothing but a balance sheet. So that means balance sheet has a subcomponent of retained earning, a subcomponent of profit and loss statement. But this profit and loss statement is shown separately in our financial statement. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So kindly remember these two statements, whatever we have discussed today, this is necessary for your session number 2 and 3. even 4 also. Because if you are mentally clear, what is your asset, what is your liability, what is your capital, what is your revenue, what is the material consumption, what is expenses. One more example, or I would like to put up a sort of a teaser question to you. Tell me, when you as an individual buy a car, is it a fixed asset or a current asset?
Current asset.
If you buy a car, is it a fixed asset or a current asset?
Current asset.
Why current asset? Is it going to be consumed immediately?
No, but it is depreciating.
No, that is okay. I have not used the word depreciating now so far.
Okay.
I am asking, will the economic benefit will be beyond 1 year or not?
Yes, sir.
Beyond 1 year.
Yes, sir. Yes.
1 year.
So two things, that means two tests has to be combined. Is it owned by you? Yes.
Yes.
Is the economic benefit is beyond 1 year?
Yes.
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 So it is a fixed asset for you.
Right.
Correct? So I'm changing the question. Please answer this question again. Suppose a car dealer purchase 10 cars from a manufacturer, from say Maruti company. 10 cars from a Maruti company. The 10 cars which he has purchased, what is that for him?
Current asset, sir. For him, it is a current asset.
Current. Why current asset? Because
he'll sell it immediately, sir. Sell it.
So you understand the nature of business, why it is important?
Yes.
Yes.
In your case, when you have taken it, your nature of business was to run the house.
Yeah.
So you have a fixed asset for you. Whereas the car dealer whose business is to sell the car, that means the cars become a current asset for him. And once it is sold, it will come into the material consumption also. So that is the reason the fundamental question, nature of business and the entity of business is very, very important for the purpose of classification of an asset. Tell me, can you give me any other example where we can differentiate between fixed asset and the current asset in real life?
Sir, any consumer durable that we buy it is a fixed asset, sir. Say like an air conditioner.
Yes.
Air conditioner. Yeah, that is a fixed asset for us.
Very good. Very good. And the air conditioner dealer, when you purchase, it is a current.
It is a current asset, sir. For him, it's a current asset.
Very good. Perfect. Perfect. So likewise, you have to keep on, differentiating between current asset, current liability, current non-current asset, current liability. This terminology has to be understood for the purpose of accounting. Is it okay? So this is I've summarized. Now I've come back to some of the, definitions which are important. Can you now, if whatever discussed, you see, it needs a lot of practice. It needs a lot of practice, a lot of thinking. Tell me, one has to identify A, L, R, E, D, M, C. Are you familiar with this terminology now?
Yes, sir.
Dividend, sir.
D stands for dividend.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Any question? Any question? Do you understand the meaning of A? A is an asset. Asset can be a current asset and non-current asset. Liability, L stands for liability. Liability can be long-term or short-term. R is the revenue, which is a sale, which can be gain also. E can be an expense. D can be a dividend. MC can be a material consumption, and C is the capital. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now, having understood these 2-3 concepts and the financial statement, what does this mean? Let's come back to another golden rule, because the time is, we have got only 20 minutes. I will like to tell you some of the, once you understand this ALREDMC, we will immediately understand what are the golden rule here. Now, though I'm using the word debit and credit, I will just like to tell you a few things which are very, very important, and you can make a note of it. As far as accounting is concerned, that all expenses, please, if you want to make note of it, all expenses and asset and losses are debit. Please, I hope that you're noting down. All expenses, all assets. All assets. When I say asset, it can be long-term and short-term assets also. All expenses, all assets, and all losses are debit. And material consumption is also a sort of material consumption. I'm emphasizing the word material consumption is also sort of an expense. Okay. All liability, all revenue, all capital are credits. Please remember, I'm writing down here for you A, E, D, M, C, are debits. Or all R or L, all C are credits. Have you noted down this?
Yes, sir.
So, what is the trick of an accounting? What is the trick of an accounting is that you should know the nature of business, you should know the legal entity of the business, and then you should be able to identify between asset, expense, dividend, and material consumption, and revenue, liability, and C. That means these are all credits and these are all debits. And once you know that, then you can straightway apply this principle, golden principle, in your accounting. Now, when I say debit, that means it is all the time. It is a expense. It can be an expense.
It can be all assets, losses, and material consumption.
Material consumption. So, what is the difference between material consumption and inventory? If somebody asks you, what is the difference? Material consumption and inventory. Material consumption is whatever has been consumed. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Whereas inventory is whatever you are having in hand.
In storage.
In storage. So, let me now recap this today's session so that we can take up some of the questions. I will share with you one, the study material. I don't know why it has not come to you. I will share with you the study material. It is a 12-page document which has this equation. I've gone just slightly beyond the equation part of it, whatever given in the study material.
May I ask you one question?
Yes.
Sir, why assets are in debit side?
Why the assets are in debit side?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you said the equation A, very good question, which I thought I would like to take up. When you say this equation is okay? Are you able to see the equation, my dear?
Yes, yes.
Now, please, it's a good question. Then I would like to tell you, all assets are debit.
Okay.
All liabilities and net worth are credit. And that is the reason this equation is equal. That means sum total of all debits is equal to sum total of all credits.
Okay, okay.
Is it okay, Pavit?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it's a new thing which some of you have. He's asked the right question. That, as I told you in my equation, all asset, all expenses. Now tell me, all asset, all expense, all losses are debits. All revenue, all capital, all liabilities are credits. And once you put it in this equation, the left hand side of the equation will be equal to right hand side. Now, tell me one more thing which I would like to just take some time. Will this equation A is equal to L plus C plus R minus MC minus E minus D, will this equation be equal or not? This equation has to be equal. It has to be equal. Otherwise, if this equation is not equal, that means you are wrongly processed the transaction.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So let me share with you some of the important points which are using this equation. What do you call small quiz which I would like to take from you. Are you able to see the screen now?
Yes. Screen is visible, sir.
My PPT is also visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is what I was telling you, the types of organization which are there. Then these are the nature of business. This is a car manufacturing company. This is a product company. This is an e-commerce business, service business, e-commerce business. All this I have already sort of covered in the thing. These are the equations which I have been explaining to you. We must know this, differentiate between this and this. Let me come back to. Come again.
मिड में कराया था, सेकंड एंड में कराया था.
Hello. Now tell me this question number 1. What is your answer?
So is it a profit and loss, sir? Statement of profit and loss.
Just read the question again.
The most reliable document to understand the nature of business of a listed limited company.
Yes. So
balance sheet.
There is one notes to the account and significant accounting policy.
Yes, that will give you the better thing, but you can refer to all the documents together also. So your answer could be, to understand better from this, all the 5 statements are important. It is not a multiple choice question. It is all the statements we are just discussing. So you'll come to know whether the company is a listed company or not. From balance sheet, you'll come to know there is a share capital. From profit and loss statement, you'll come to know whether it is a manufacturing company or not, or a service company. From notes to account, you will find out what kind of management is there. All those things you'll come to know. Is it okay? Let's see this one. This is already answered, is given, but I would like you to just see this one. Let's see. Limited company registered under the Companies Act. Limited company registered under the Companies Act. It is not a multiple choice question, but you just tell me the response to each of the answers.
Limited company registered.
Limited company registered under Companies Act 2001 must have its share listed in stock exchange.
Not necessary, sir.
Not necessarily.
Yes.
Yeah. It can
Must
be
be
listed
public sector enterprise.
Not necessary.
Not
Not
necessary.
necessarily.
Not
That means
necessary.
there can be must have at least 7 shareholders.
Necessary.
Huh?
No, no, sir. It is
Because
No, sir.
private limited,
If it is a
private
public
company
limited, it
can
is 7.
private limited
Private in the
company can
sense
have
2.
2 people.
two.
I think it is easy to
Registered
unlock the
office,
account.
and its registered office can be anywhere in the world.
No, 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 sir.
No,
Oh,
sir.
it has
Has
to
to
No.
be
be
within India. It has
It
to be
none
within
of the
India.
Should be.
above.
So
Correct?
answer, yeah.
So this is the answer which I got. Let's go to the a list of accounts the identity used in the ledger is called. This I have not told you. Just read this question. Messrs ABC Limited. What is the question here? Are you able to read the question?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
ABC is a public limited company. Purchased few cars of 100 by making payment to the banker check. Which highest level of account heads? That means which head of account it will get reflected.
Non-current assets and bank account.
Non-current assets and bank account, sir.
Non-current asset into?
Bank account and bank account.
Again
Fourth
read the
option.
question. Again read the question. Anybody has a different answer? Do you have a counter question to me?
I think current liability account and bank account, sir.
Huh?
Current liability account and bank account.
Yes, since it's a banker's check, it could be current liability, sir.
Anybody?
Non-current assets and bank account.
Can you explain this further? ABC Limited is a public limited company, purchases few cars for rupees 100. Do you know the nature of business of this company?
Maybe they are car dealers or someone, sir.
That means maybe. You're not sure, no?
Trading, sir. It seems trading.
Trading. So let me elaborate further. This is where I wanted you to think, because you are thinking of multiple choice question. This is not a multiple choice question. So in this question, the nature of business is not specified. Okay. So you can, in order to answer this question, you have to presume whether it is a dealer or a company. Company can also buy a few cars as a fixed asset, or a dealer can purchase as a few cars or not. Tell me.
Both can.
Yes, sir.
Both
Yes,
can.
sir. Both can.
Both can. Now, when they purchase the car, is the car, if it is a dealer, it is a current asset or a fixed asset?
Current assets, sir.
Current asset.
Correct.
If it is a company whose business is a manufacturing thing, is a fixed asset or a current asset?
Fixed assets, sir. Fixed assets.
No,
Fixed assets.
Fixed asset, because it is a manufacturing sponge iron manufacturing company. That means he's buying a car for the staff. So it becomes a
fixed asset.
non-current asset. So if it is a dealer company, then the answer 3 is correct. Car dealer company. If it is a sponge steel company, then the answer 4 is correct. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please remember, that is the reason why I am showing this question, to tell you the importance of nature of business. Otherwise, you will, if a person is new to accounts or doesn't understand the difference, he can give a wrong answer. So in this question, the question itself is incomplete for the purpose of answering the. Otherwise, you have to write, depending on the nature of business, 3 and 4 are correct. But obviously, it is not a liability. 1 and 2 is obviously out. What about this? What about this?
Third answer, sir. Assets equal to liability minus owner's capital.
Sir, it is option 2.
Which one?
Option 2. Asset is equal to liabilities plus owner's capital.
Owner's capital.
Second is correct, no?
Second is correct.
Yes, sir. Second is correct.
Second is correct. Please remember this. Asset is equal to A is equal to L plus C. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks.
I'm getting some disturbance. Is it okay, my dear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
2 is correct, no?
Yes.
Can we go to the next one?
Sure.
Accounting equation represent. Now it is A is equal to L plus C. Please always remember A is equal to L plus C. Resources in the business are equal to resources supplied by the owner and the outsider. Resources are allocated in the business on value basis. Owners can give money for the business. Resources in the business are not equal to resources supplied by the owners and the outsider. Which one is most appropriate closed answer? Which one is most appropriate and close to the question? Answer close to the question.
The first one.
Sir, third option is, I feel it's right, sir, because owners give money for the business.
But then money giving the business must also be balancing the equation, no? Accounting equation. Here we're talking accounting equation.
First one, sir.
First one is the right answer. First one is the right answer.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. This I believe you must be knowing. Material consumption in effect is a manufacturing firm should be shown in which financial statement? Please see this.
Profit and loss.
Statement of profit and
loss statement.
Profit and loss statement.
All of you agree with this?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
material consumption has to be available in profit and loss statement. Inventory valuation, as per the current accounting standard, in fact, is a manufacturing company, should be shown in inventory. Where will the inventory be shown?
Balance sheet. Balance sheet.
Balance sheet. Because balance sheet, why it is shown in the balance sheet? Because it is an asset. Current asset. Let me pick up some more question here. You see, can you think of it? This particular question number 13 is quite slightly complex, but if you can answer this question and send me the response, because it is already 11:30. If you can, I can share this with you. There are 25 such multiple choice questions. If you can answer and send me your responses to me, I can immediately check up and let you know. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Yes.
So this question number 13, and there are 2-3 more questions which are slightly tough here. It is only putting it in the equation, master equation. A is equal to L plus C plus R minus MC minus D. If you put it properly, you will definitely get the answer. Okay. So I hope, though I could not, I should have taken more time, but somehow because of the program started late, I'm sure the next participant must be waiting. But would you like to ask any question so far what we have done? Or should I recap the thing which is necessary?
Can you please recap the things?
Recap.
Yeah.
So whenever we start the accounting, we have to first understand which entity we are going to write the accounts. Which entity? It is a partnership, whether it is a proprietorship, whether it is a private limited company, or whether it is a public limited company, and within public limited company, whether it is a listed company or a non-listed company. That is number one. Number two, we have to understand the nature of business. What is that nature of business? Whether it is a trading company, whether it is a service providing company, whether it is a manufacturing company, whether it is a power generating company, whether it is a e-commerce, or maybe exploration and production. Depending upon these two factors, we have to differentiate or define what are the asset, and within asset, what are the current asset and what are the current liability, non-current asset. What is the liability? What type of current liabilities are there? What type of non-current liabilities are there? And what is the capital? Capital means owner's capital. Okay. And once you know that, then you can prepare a profit loss statement, which is nothing but revenue minus material consumption minus expense is equal to plus minus profit. And this profit plus minus profit get plugged into equation is equal to A is equal to L plus C. So this R minus MC minus E, if it is positive or if it is negative, it gets plugged into C, which is the main equation, which is called A is equal to L plus C. Having done that, you can do the accounting in a better way. So this is the recap for today's discussion of 1.5 hours. Rather, I would say not 2 hours, 1.5 hours. But still, in case at a departing note, you have any question, you can ask me. No question? So can I take leave from you?
So thank you very much for a wonderful session. It was very informative, and really we would have liked more time with you, sir.
Okay. So what is I'm going to do? Come again? Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to share this multiple choice question with you, as well as the note which has been the reading material for the today's session. I will share with you, and you please read it carefully. I'm still available for the next 5 to 6 days. In case you have any question in the reading material, I'm willing to resolve the thing. I can ask the program director to share with you my email address. Is it okay? So I'll take leave from you. I'm signing it off. Probably the next speaker is already on. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You remain on the line. I'll ask.
Thank you, Malhotra sir. Good afternoon. Oh, this is morning right now. Good morning. So we give them a break of 15 minutes.
You can give. I don't know what is it.
I think we need to give them a break here. And will 10 minutes be all right with all of us?
Can we have 15 minutes?
Okay, fine. Then I'll start at 11:50 dot 11:50, right?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Kindly be on time so that you can achieve maximum out of the session. Thank you so much.